You know what I just kind of figured out after doing all these stump grinding things for the last, I don't know, 5 in a row or so. What, what the typical stump job is that somebody has a project. Somebody has, like this most recent one that I just did was for a shipping container to move into a spot, but a stump was in the way. And the shipping container, the dream, the vision is that it's going to be for the grandkids. So it's going to cut out a door, cut out a window, and put a deck on top of the shipping container so the kids can have a fun place. And this is grandma, grandpa, right? So that's the vision, and the stump is in the way. Let me just double check this before I mess this all up. Hold on 1 second. And so, like the other one, the project was with a shed, and the stump was right against the shed. The project was that they wanted to remodel the shed and put new siding and repaint the dang thing, but this stump was in the way of their vision, dream, and goal. And so they called to remove it. The other one, there's a tree that was right in the middle of this huge, beautiful green lawn. And you could tell that he takes pride in his lawn, and like a riding lawnmower, and really green and really open area, and does an immaculate job. And then out of nowhere, there's this big old stump in the middle of it. And so his vision, dream, and project was to cut it out, level it, and then put new topsoil and put new grass, and then grow new grass, and then have a nice flat riding lawnmower experience. That was his dream. That's what he wanted. But the stump was in the way. Just talking with my babe. We have a good sister that just got this really nice tent, a big tent for like little retreats in the area, for spiritual retreats. And it's not actually a small tent, it's actually a big tent. But when they found a spot that you want to put the tent to have these spiritual retreats, just came to find out that there's a whole bunch of small little stumps in clusters all over the woods, in that area. And so it could be a tripping hazard, could be a lot of things liability wise. But again, like in that case, the value is to get rid of the stumps. Yes, it does cost you money, but like in that case, when you're renting out this big nice tent retreat stuff, it then opens up a new cash flow. It opens up, you pay to get rid of 7 small tiny stumps, get the tripping hazards, liability, and all that stuff out of the way. You just created a new space, and now you have a cash flowing asset year after year after year. And so it doesn't happen like that all the time, but that was the dream. And so, after, I don't know how many stumps I've done, a few. And I just found that, as a seed thought in my head today, that people don't typically call me to do their stumps and remove their tree stumps just for giggles. They're doing it because they're working on a project. Like today, I went to go check out a good friend that we go to church together, and he has 2 stumps. And the reason he wants these 2 stumps out is because he's working on a project already. He has a sidewalk that wants to come in. He wants to put a water line and trench that in. And he has this big, nice little patio, stone patio that he's putting in. All these things, but the stump is in the way. Just like the shipping container dream with the grandkids. And so, even if you do have other stumps around your house, just start with the priority ones. If we have to go in phases, like phase 1, these 2, the most essential. Like our other sister over here in Mount Shasta off of Old Stage. There were 2 big stumps, but she has these like big birthday parties, and all her friends come from out of state and from long distances and come in, and so it's her parking lot, her parking stall, so where all the cars park. But there's these 2 big stumps that was in the way, and so the vision, dream, and goal was that she wanted parking spots for her friends for her birthday, and these stumps are in the way. Then we removed, that was 65 inches and 45 inches with a really long route. Luckily we had no utility lines after it got checked, and we were able to take care of it. But yeah, you combine that's 110 inches. Actually the route was a lot longer. It was like a mini tree going sideways. It was pretty thick, so it's a lot more than 110 inches. But we got it done, and now the party is September, and she'll have a great time, right? But the vision was, the project was the parking spot, or the grandkids shipping container, or the sidewalk, the expansion remodel of the new project that they're coming in. And or another sister that's in Wairika, they wanted these old stump little roots out so that they could make a new garden, a new back area in the back of their house, and place for the dogs, place for the kids, and just put a new little garden in place. But these 2-3 little irritating stumps was in the way, and many times we have these little visions, or big visions, big dreams, and there's this irritating eyesore that we look at every single day, all day. We think the same thing every time we see it, like, I want to get rid of that, that's irritating me. I have these big dreams, these big goals, but it's like a subtle pain that's not painful enough to do something, or even spend money on, or even consider somebody to come over here and spend money on it. But it sits there for months, and then it sits there for a year, and then it sits there for year after year after year. And then, you just keep looking at it, and you keep taking your lawnmower around it, and your project is just not happening. And so why don't I give you an offer? Here's your offer. Grab a tape measure, go to your stump, the surface of the stump, stretch it out, take a picture, and send it to me. DM me, my cell phone's on there. Just send me a picture. Let's just start the conversation. From there, I can give you a rough guesstimate of what I think it's probably going to be, just from my experience. And if that seems to be okay with you and it's within your budget and doable and all that, then we can set a time for me to come out and take a look at the property on site and determine the utilities. If you're not sure where they are, then we'll just spray paint it white and we'll call the utilities, and 2 days later, 3 days later, we'll have a yes or no, safety reasons. Like in this case, he knew exactly where the utilities was because he was there when it was built. So he was extremely confident. He knew exactly where all of them were. So that's sometimes the case. But that's not a typical procedure. So most people don't quite know where their utilities are. And so you send me a picture. We get a rough guesstimate of what you think it's probably going to be. I can come by, take a really close look at what obstacles might be around it, and then refine the quote if there's any adjustments, any more hazards, or any more obstacles that we need to be aware of, where the stump is too high and needs to be chainsawed down to the floor. That is very helpful, by the way, because if it's a foot off the ground or 2 feet off the ground, it can take a long time. And, that's just the way it is. So, and then if we typically run a utility company to come out there and double check everything, perfect. But 48 hours later, we're setting a new time. It might be the end of the week, or it might be next week. Either way, it's fine. So yeah, just finished that job with this guy. So I'm gonna clean up. I gotta grease it up. I gotta sharpen up the teeth, double check everything, double check the bolts, top off the fuel, clean it up, clean up all this stuff real quick, and then go see another sister in Shasty's Park area, and she has an oak stump that she wants me to take a look at, and some other small stumps in the back. And then we should have some more film for you guys come tomorrow or the next day for her, and then for sure next week, coming soon, you'll just see more stumps, more stuff. So super grateful for all the people that I get to meet. It is quite funny how many people I do meet that are very bright lights. They're just very bright, happy, smiley, very generous people. Very generous. There's a bright aura. I haven't met any negative people at all inside of this. Everybody that's ever become a awesome customer or helpful, they're always helpful. I don't know, it's just awesome. I just love this gig. So I'm grateful, always grateful. So thank you for all of you guys that believed in me and Araya and this tiny house affordable housing push, and now the Ohana Connect business networking system to help businesses create jobs. And now for our little family, we have stump grinding. Araya does an amazing job with human design. If you have not heard that, you need to learn what that is. So reach out to her. But yeah, love and light. Aloha kako. Bye.